Heed Radio. Heed Radio.
We're coming back to Luke chapter 15. We're reading from verse 19. In Luke chapter 15, we're reading from verse 19. I am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And that's the confession that brought the man the compassion and the favor of the Father, of the Heavenly Father. We must confess with genuine heart. We must confess, not looking for recognition, not looking for position. We must confess all we want now is just to be at the lower rung of the ladder. And whatever you tell me to do now, there's no pride, there's no argument, there's no doubting, there's no foolhardiness anymore. We're looking at number 3 here. Number 3, we're looking at the royal compassion and salvation for the pardoned soul. It tells us from Luke chapter 15, and we're reading from verse 20. We're looking at chapter 15, verse 20. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. Look at verse 21. And in verse 21, and the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and I'm no more worthy to be called thy son. Look at verse 22. It says, and the father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe, that's representing the robe of righteousness, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand. That's a ring of authority. Those days when they signed anything, when they wrote a document, they put wax on it. The ring had a kind of signal, and they stamp it on it, and the signet will show anybody that reads that document, this is the authority of the king. And so he said, put a ring of authority in his hand. This is not a ring for fashion. It says, and shoes on his feet. Those days, servants, slaves did not have shoes bought for them by the slave owner. They only bought shoes for sons. And he said, I'm not worthy to be thy son. And the father said, put the shoes of acceptance, that is now a son, put it on his feet. And then verse 23, in verse 23, and bring hither the fatted calf, and kill, and let us eat and be merry. That's like the father making a feast for the son and invited other people to come. There's joy in the family. There is joy in the presence of God the Father over one sinner that repented and come back into the fold, into the family, into the fellowship. Verse 24. In verse 24, for this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to be merry. You can see the difference, the change that came. What the change, what the difference? The difference between being lost and being found. What's the difference? The difference between being dead and being alive again. There must be a remarkable, obvious, visible difference when we're born again, when we're repented. And the difference is, he was lost. He was a lost public sinner. He was a lost perishing sheep. It was a lost precious silver, but now he is found, and life has now come. He himself feels that life. He feels the fellowship. He feels the change. He was lost, but now he is found. And because of that, heaven becomes joyful.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Heed Radio. Radio.